Alright, so here we are again. I want to start out, but we've been doing a couple videos. I was doing a video about the book here a minute ago, and my wife, who's the cameraman, was making fun of me wearing my farmer overalls. But it's snowing outside and I'm cold. I'm allowed to wear overalls, but she still thinks it's funny that I'm talking about horsemanship and cowboy stuff, and I wear overalls. I don't care. But I have regular cowboy pants on underneath. So just so everybody knows. So I wanted to take a minute and talk about McCarty's. Everywhere you go anymore, you see people using McCarty's, and I mean, there's more yacht rope than a show dog can jump over at any one of these events where you see that people watch a lot of these videos and are using a McCarty, but they use them wrong, and nobody ever points out how they're supposed to be used. So everybody uses them. Of course, I just got my Hackmore hanging on the saddle horn here, so the adjustment isn't quite right. But everybody goes around with one loop in their left hand like this and holding the other one, and they ride around like that, and they do that. The idea behind this loop, obviously, is to take up the slack. You can ride them like that later on, but when you're going fast, if you're going slow and just doing easy stuff with that colt, you want to ride it like this, and you can do that, but you're kind of trying to progress him in the neck reining. But when you start going faster, and you need to use two hands to help direct him around, you go like this, take the slack out, and everybody just leaves it like that. What I like to do, and the way I was taught, is if you're going left, have that loop there, and then when you want to change to go right, have that loop there, and you want to change to go left again, have that loop there. And you just change that loop back and forth. I'm getting hung up on something. But you just change that loop back and forth. And if you keep doing that as you're riding, even through your slow work, then that horse feels that signal of you changing that loop before you ever engage your Hackmore. He feels that signal and he starts getting prepared to start going that direction. And this is how we build through the progression of the Hackmore and the two rein and then into the bridle. This is how we foster that horse looking for that signal and trying to find out what we want before we ask him for it, by starting out like that. And he'll feel you do that, and he'll learn that, and he'll start making those decisions and look in that direction before you go. And you can practice in your lead changes. If you go around, the way I do lead changes is straight up out of the Ed Conell's book with the figure eights. If you'll practice it like that, and when you go to change into your right lead, if you'll do that before you ever signal him, pretty quick you'll see that pot licker changes when you change your hands. You'll be going long, go like that, he'll change leads before you ever did anything. And that's the progression that we're going for into the bridle and into a lot of the other stuff that we're doing, just by changing that loop back and forth like that. And it takes a little practice to do it. I've been doing it forever like that, but I think it probably takes a little practice to get it. One more thing while I'm sitting here, one of the things I see a lot of people doing is going like this and standing in their inside stirrup and trying to turn that horse around, where you're putting all your weight right in his way, and he's on his front feet anyway, and so you're putting all your weight right in his way where he can't turn by trying to do this, and the same this way by trying to do that. I'm probably going to get myself plucked off if I keep that up, but and that's fine. The first 7, 8, 10 rides, I like to stand on my outside stirrup and get out of his way and lift on that Hackmore and help him get around, and that's fine. But as we go, we want to progress and progress and progress and make that horse into a bridle horse to where we're in the steering box, which is just right where our saddle horn is, and that's the only place we move our hands. So the longer we spend out here, the longer it's going to take to get right here. So this is a swell fork saddle, but you can do it on a slick fork saddle too. You want to keep your hands inside of those swells, inside of that fork of that saddle. And if it's a narrower fork, obviously you got to make some adjustments there. But I don't want to do much steering that's outside of this box right here. If I do, I'll do it if I have to, but if I do, it's because I messed up somewhere and didn't have my horse prepared correctly. And I'm not doing this stuff And I'm not even doing it inside that box very much. I'm doing this. This is where everything comes from. It's Jim Paul said it best. A lot of people watching this have probably never even driven a stick shift, but he said it's just like shifting gears. You don't shift gears over here, you shift gears right here. And that's the same way with riding these young horses. You want to keep your hands inside of your swells, or at least no wider than your swells. And you want to keep your hands close like this, where you have that small signal. And then switch that slack around like that. And that horse will start to learn that, and he'll start to going before you ever even ask him.